Hi everybody, I'm Ben, and today we're going to take a plain glass pie plate and make it into a pie plate. I picked up a couple of these plain glass pie plates at the thrift store for real cheap. These were all $1 or less. And they're nice, they're good for baking on, but they'd make really great gifts if they were personalized. And a little while back, a friend showed me how to sandblast glass and even stainless steel, and it turns out really great. So I thought, let's go with a visual pun, and we'll sandblast pie onto this plate. Now today I'm at the Milwaukee Makerspace because we've got a couple of tools here that I don't have at home. One is a sandblaster and the other is a vinyl cutter. Now you don't need a vinyl cutter. You can actually cut some vinyl or some other material into a stencil template by hand with a razor blade, but it's a lot easier if you use a vinyl cutter. So here we have a cameo silhouette, or silhouette cameo, whichever name comes first. And it's kind of a neat way of cutting out vinyl. So we'll come up with a design, we'll cut it out of vinyl, we'll put it on the glass and then sandblast it, and then we'll have our personalized plate. So let's take a look at the computer first. So the first thing to do is I just went online and I did a web search for pie. I did an image search, just found an image that I liked and I downloaded it, and it's a bitmap image. And most vinyl cutters and CNC controlled stuff uses vector images. So I went into Adobe Illustrator and I traced it out. Other illustration programs have similar features, usually something called trace or live trace, something along those lines, and then that'll let you convert from raster to vector. And in this case, we really don't care about the color or anything, we just care about the shape. So if I go to view outline, you can see just the plain shape, and this is what we're going to cut on the vinyl cutter. So from here, I have to export a DXF file, and then I can take that DXF file and import it into the Silhouette Studio software. So this vinyl cutter comes with some software called Silhouette Studio, and I'm just going to open the file that I created in Illustrator. And then I also need to make sure that it's scaled correctly. For some reason, it doesn't always scale right in here. So here I've laid out the 4 logos that I want to print out, and there's one more important step, and that is to mirror them, because what I want to do is etch this on the back of the pie plate. So I need the reversed, the flipped image. So I'll go up here to Object, Transform, and flip it horizontally, and then I'll go over and go to Cut. Now another thing to keep in mind is before you even get to vinyl, you might want to try to just print your image out at the size you want it to be to make sure that it fits. For example, I tried a couple different sizes with the logo, 3, 3.5, 4 inches, and I just printed them out. I noted the size on there, and I tried them on my pie pan just to make sure I got it to the right size. For example, there's a Pyrex logo in the middle. I wanted the pie to come down either side on and kind of avoid that middle spot and fill up the background. So really low-tech prototyping is just print something out, cut it out, and slap it on there. So I did know ahead of time that I've got that logo to the size that I want it to be. I actually printed out a couple of logos just to make best use out of the vinyl. So I'm going to peel it off the piece that gets loaded into the vinyl cutter. And then I'm going to take my I'm just going to cut this into fourths for each of the 4 logos. Here's my pie logo. You can't really see it very well because it's kind of white on white, but if I can just get in here and peel this out, you can kind of start to see it. And I'm taking the middle part out, and what I really want is the inverse. So what I'm pulling out right now is, it's not what I want. What I want is the hole that it leaves, so that, there you can kind of see it, so that I can use it as a template on the pie pan, and where the sand can hit from the sandblasting, that's going to leave a frosted pattern. So I'll have to stick this on some transfer paper, then I can stick it on here. And then I'm peeling off the backer on the vinyl. And now I want to align it with the pie plate. And then peel the transfer tape back off. Usually I try to go the same direction as, like, see the middle here? If I pull this way, it pushes this down. If I pulled this way, it would try peeling it up. So I'm going to pull this direction. So if you look here, that pie is backwards, but that's what I meant to do because it's designed to be looked at from once you're done eating the pie and you look in the pie pan. So now I just need some masking tape to cover up the rest of the area here. So here's the plate. So it's masked off with the vinyl stencil and then some of the spare masking material I had and then just masking tape. Anything you don't want sandblasted should be covered up. So just this clear part that we can see right here is where it's going to be sandblasted and thus frosted. So from the front of the plate it'll be all clear and kind of a white frosting color where the pie is. So I think that's about it. Let's go put this in the sandblaster. Now the only thing I got to remember is that I'm frosting the back of the plate. Sandblasting the front would kind of ruin the project at this point. I always do things like forget to open air valves. Yeah, if I open the air valve first, that would help. There you go, pie pan. That frosting shows up a lot better once it's dry. So that's about all there is to making your own custom pie plate. It's pretty straightforward. Just come up with your design, make a stencil out of it, either with a CNC vinyl cutter or even by hand with an X-Acto knife would be just fine. And then sandblast it, take off the masking, wash it off, and you're all done. So remember, if you can make a pie plate, there's a pretty good chance that you could also make an apple pie plate, or even go so far as to make a raspberry pie plate. So till next time, keep making stuff.